Hi, welcome for another installation on our immigration coverage here. I've been noticing some things about the Springfield, Ohio, the Charlotte coverage. And I'm trying to connect the dots here as to why it's happening and who's enabling it to happen. And we've had many interviews on the channel, Springfield residents, Charleroi residents, I think Sylacauga residents. We've called them or they've called into the show. We've been able to get some feedback, some inside information not reported by the mainstream news. And what we found is that it's been kind of all over the place. One person will confirm everything that the news is saying, that the salacious parts, the chickens, the dogs being killed. Another person will say it's not happening. And there seems to be a pattern in that the black people seemingly are siding with the Haitians in opposition against the whites. That's what it seems to me. And it seems to be the white people are siding with culture and not race. And so when we talk to the white people, it doesn't seem to be racism to me. It seems to be culture. And so I wanted to bring up a couple things that I noticed that kind of reinforces that point here. So here's the first thing that I noticed, and it's coming again out of Springfield, Ohio. Headline: The NAACP Springfield has an unsurprising take on the Haitian invasion. And you'll see the article as we get down into the article here. You'll see that the NAACP in Springfield has emerged as a vocal proponent of the Haitian invasion. This is from Town Hall, by the way, so this explains the language invasion. Any opposition to the town's takeover is racist, NAACP Springfield's leadership says. And we'll take a look a little bit more at this article. I don't care if you're from Haiti. I don't care if you're from Africa. You're black. Springfield NAACP President Denise Williams told the Springfield News-Sun, an attack on one is an attack on all of us. And, according to the Springfield newspaper, Williams said she and the NAACP arm will not let the community revert to the attitudes and practices of the 50s and 60s. She said the Haitians look just like Black Americans, and hate toward them is damaging for everyone. I'm tired of all this talk in 2024 about Black people, whether they're from Haiti, Africa, regardless of where they're from. Black people are Black people, and we ain't going nowhere. So they need to stop saying, send them back where they came from. Springfield City Commissioner Crystal Phillips Brown, and we're going to hear more about her in a second, an outspoken ally of NAACP Springfield, lamented the us versus them language she's hearing around town, calling the Haitians invaders. Therefore, the NAACP chapter has been hosting a series of tabletop discussions titled Welcome to the Table, Let's Talk Racism, in response to the racist and discriminatory rhetoric directed toward the Haitians dumped there. In particular, the organization cited concerns that aggrieved community members have raised at Springfield City Commission meetings in recent months, although it was a Black resident who went viral telling city commissions that the Haitians are decapitating ducks in the public park and eating them. So you see this here. And this is a black guy, and a relative of his came on the show. He's a barber, Anthony Huntingstein or something like that. And you can see his interview on the channel. It should be in our immigration playlist. More from the article here. The first NAACP forum on August 8th. The city's St. Vincent de Paul director, Casey Rollins, said diversity is a fact, equity is a choice, inclusion is an action. Springfield is more than capable of achieving all of these ideals together. When it comes to Haitians, I'm an American. I don't care what color any person is as long as they come here to be an American. And Haitians are not here to be Americans. They're here to take what they can get from us taxpayers, she said. Now, that is one Springfield native. At the second NAACP session on the subject, Jen Castro, another Springfielder, spoke in defense of the Haitians. I may not walk in a Black person's shoes, but I'll always walk right beside you. and on it goes about race from this article. So you can kind of see where the NAACP and their leadership and president, Williams, Denise Williams, is lining up. So there are some more articles that I noticed that kind of go along and confirm what I'm thinking here. Here's another one. Here is that Springfield City Commissioner, and I want you to just look at her, listen to her, what she has to say here. A Springfield City Council member was caught on a hot mic saying, literally, I don't give a shit about the business of this city. And a resident called her out. And who do you think that resident is, and how do you think she looks? Here she is. That's Miss Crystal here. We'll take a listen.
When audience comments were over last meeting, most of us left. We had the agenda. We knew the topics. And we know the votes you're going to cast. It's all going to be yes as usual. During the break, Crystal forgot to turn her mic off and announced to the entire city that we don't give a shit. With that statement, Crystal single-handedly proved that this is how the citizens of this city are talked about between yourselves. This is where our concerns and fears get us in your eyes. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks for that. So I'm going to ask you, before I'm done with this joke, who the hell don't give a shit again?
I beg.
So that was the city council member, Crystal, expressing on a hot mic that she don't give a shit about the business of this city. And I think that is really the issue there that you're seeing in Sylacauga, where they have a black city president on the city council. And she abruptly cut the meeting when the people were complaining about the migrants, and she immediately jumped to race. I think here you see another black woman seemingly in charge of the commission. And she is siding with the Haitians primarily because of race. And she can be damn about the culture that really doesn't matter to her. So here's another clip I want to show you. This is out of New York. Again, let me share the tab. And you'll see this here. Let me rewind it.
No more hate! 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 We're not going back! No more hate! No going back! We're not going back! Let's go!
We're not going back. I want you to hear that again.
No more hate! No going back! We're not going back! Let's go! No more hate! Let's go! No more hate! 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 We're not going back! We're not going back! We're not going back! No more hate! No more hate! No more hate!
You know, whenever I've been on vacation, about the third or fourth day, I long to get back home, particularly when I leave the country. You know, just some things you miss about America. You long to get back there. I can imagine protesting, saying, I'm never going back to America, never going back. But that's what you see there in the video. Again, more video coming out of New York. Again, this is what the NAACP is protesting for. They're protesting for this type of behavior. You see this here. This is again coming out of New York.
Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
And so here you see a lady, basically a vendor, vending illegally, and the police trying to stop her from vending. And you can see the crowd around the people and people defending the vendor there. And she's wondering, why can't she vend even though she doesn't have permits? We've seen many of this footage on our live stream here. Whenever I travel to New York, I always get footage of this. Here's another video, again, kind of summarizing everything I'm talking about here. Here was I think this was a Springfield resident that called in And I'll play a little bit of this video here. Again.
That they found a lady found a decapitated pig's head in Snyder Park in Springfield today. They're taking geese and ducks, pets. It's just unbelievable. These people are savages. They're not even. I don't even consider them human. To behave this way, to invade this place, and Springfield is a mess right now because of it. They have nowhere to live, rent through the roof. Nobody wants to move here. It's terrible.
Wait a minute. I am the urban landlord, and you just. And so that was from some of our immigration coverage earlier in the week, where some of Springfield, Charleroi residents called in. And again, we had a resident call in. He was very much in defense of the Haitians, and he was strident that they aren't eating the animals and things like that. And he's saying that the people that are saying that are lying. Well, this one guy, clearly he was very adamant about what he says is happening there. And then here's this guy said that it's not happening. But there are other people that have spoken about this Haitian, voodoo rituals or whatever, sacrificing food, sacrificing animals and things like that. And here's a clip that another guy. And so here's one guy who has some familiarity with Haiti, and he's saying that they do sacrifice animals. They do sacrifice animals for offerings, for voodoo and things like that. And coming out of Miami, where there are quite a few Haitians in Miami, we'll take a look at this. I'll share my screen. And here are some horses. And again, I'm not saying that Haitians are the cause of this. We are bringing in a lot of people that, have cultures that may be different from ours. And let's take a look at this. And so here, 2 horses slaughtered, and presumably someone took the meat to eat it. And again, we're bringing in people from cultures where this is normal. This is an accepted practice in their culture. And I think I'll end the stream with this video of another Black man, a minister with experience with Haitian people and the Haitian culture. Let's take a look. I want you to notice it's mostly Black people listening to him. But we've also seen the NAACP protesting and contradicting what this Black man is saying. And there is this man's testimonial as to what he thinks is the truth regarding the Haitians killing the animals. So we have a lot of contradicting information. But the one thing that is not at odds, that people can't be at odds with, that the Haitians will come and change the culture of a small town or big town if you bring enough of them. We've seen the same thing with the Venezuelans. And I've mentioned the lady Tiffany Nix in Sylacauga, the one who abruptly shut down the meeting. I've shown you pictures of her. And her counterpart in Springfield, Ohio, who engaged in the same kind of sassy Black woman behavior because she doesn't care about the culture of the city. She sees this migrant population as a bomb, as a weapon to use against the white people in her town. And the fact that they're Black, she sees herself in alignment against them, against white people. It's a culture versus racial battle. The Blacks are fighting a racial battle and the whites are trying to preserve their culture while the Blacks are trying to overwhelm them merely with numbers. I thank you for joining this stream, and I hope you take a look at all of our other videos on the immigration playlist. Thanks again.